Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Crystal, and I wasn't gonna do this video. You know, I wasn't. But then I was like, yes I am. Because I just need to get these thoughts out there into the world, and this may not be your thing. Because I know a lot of you enjoy my story times because they're funny and they're humorous, but hear me out, okay? I'm gonna have some humor in this, I am sure. But it's not funny. I'm sorry, this topic is not funny, but... Alright, so I watched the Casey Anthony special. What is it? A series? A documentary? What are they calling it? The thing on Peacock, okay? You've seen it, okay? Unless you live under a rock and you do not ever watch any social media, TV, anything, then maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. But anyways, the Casey Anthony documentary... whatever, on Peacock. I watched it. I wasn't gonna, to be honest. I wanted to. I was interested, but then I was like, no, I'm not gonna give it the time of day. But then Mom was like, let's get Peacock and let's watch it. And I was like, alright, I'm down. So, we watched it, okay? And I have always been one of those people that die hard. Casey Anthony is guilty. She did it. No doubt in my mind, and don't worry, I still am one of those people. Like, there's just not enough, there's not enough anything that could get me to think that she isn't involved in some way, shape, or form, okay? But I just have to say, the way Peacock filmed this docuseries, or whatever. Also, I have the fan on because my camera's getting hot, so if you can hear it, I'm sorry. The way Peacock filmed it, kudos. I applaud you. You deserve some sort of, I don't know, do they give awards to you guys for filming that sort of thing? Like, amazing. The way you filmed it completely had me hook, line, and sinker a couple of times, feeling bad for her. Feeling sorry for her as a person. Feeling almost as if she's telling the truth. I'm not gonna lie. Also, Casey Anthony, you deserve some sort of acting award, I feel. Like, they need to nominate you for your acting in this. Because after watching it and thinking, mulling over, I'm back to, yeah, 100%. You have to be, I don't know how you did it. I don't know exactly what happened. I have always personally thought it was a crime of passion. Something done in the moment. She didn't mean to, and then she felt, like, she felt guilty. So, I don't know, because then you have to say, like, how could anybody go out and party and dance on tables and drink and date guys and all that crap? Like, how could anybody do that? I mean, my kid has a cold and I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to leave the house. I just want to, like, wait on them hand and foot and help them to feel better. So, I mean, I don't know. That's my thing. If she hadn't have done that, if she had not had gone out and partied and not let anybody know anything had happened for 31 days, then I could totally be, I could believe the things that she says about her dad and all that happened, the story that she's spitting. I could probably believe it if she had not had gone out and got drunk and went to bars and partied and had slumber parties with her friends and stayed at her boyfriend's house playing video games and going to the video store and renting movies and having movie nights and all that crap. If she hadn't have been Googling how to help shot girls with their outfits and yada 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 and been recruiting people to her boyfriend's club to help him out in his job, I could probably believe the things that she's saying. But she did those things. There's proof. It's not like it's hearsay. It's not like it's just people gossiping. Like, literally, there are pictures. There is photographic evidence that she did the things that she did. Okay? Like, we know it. I could get past that. No, I can't get past that. I could get past the, you know, like, that's weird. If she had, like, been depressed and not eating and not being seen by people for 31 days. If she had been completely quiet, maybe I could believe that her dad did something and then told her he would take care of it. And she thought, because if you haven't watched the documentary, she says basically her dad walks in that morning, the last morning she was seen, with her lifeless, wet body, says that this is her fault, that she had drowned in the pool, and he was going to take care of it. And she thought that he basically kidnapped her and she was fine. That's basically like cut and dry. That's what she says. And there are so many different things that Peacock puts in this docuseries, which is, you know, you always have to take these with a grain of salt, because whoever decides to film it, they're biased one way or the other, okay? There are very few documentaries or docuseries or whatever about true crime that's not biased one way or the other. That's just how it is. If you take Scott Peterson, for instance, if someone were to make a documentary about how they think from the perspective of him not being guilty, they could probably persuade you a little bit at least to be like, maybe he didn't do it. Okay? But since all the documentaries are shot from the perspective of he did it, he's guilty, we hate him, then obviously it's really easy for you to jump on board with that, because you're like, of course he did it. He's so guilty. He did that. And you know, that's that on that. So if you watch a documentary about Caseyanthony from someone who made it and shot it and edited it that thinks Casey's guilty, then you're going to see evidence that Casey is guilty. But obviously whoever at Peacock that made this deal and paid Casey to do this documentary did not think she was guilty, or they really wanted to get some buzz around this documentary, which they succeeded in doing, because it is so split. There are so many people that are saying, nope, I feel bad for her, she definitely didn't do it. And then there's the other side that's like, you're an idiot, she definitely did it, and we've known it all along. You know, I'm not gonna lie though, I just have to say, I can see where some of these people are being swayed to the other side, especially if you have not done your research. And I have listened and done so much research, podcasts, other documentaries. So, how did you get your collar off? Really? Rosie just took her collar off somehow. Anyways, so much research. So I'm not coming from a place of ignorance. I'm coming from a place of knowledge about this case. And I want to know how I never knew. And let me know if you had ever heard this from other documentaries. But when I was watching the one on Peacock, no, don't take it off somewhere and chew on it. No, ma'am. When I was watching the one on Peacock, they brought up the fact that apparently Lee Anthony, whenever they would have a pet pass, he would wrap them in a blanket, put them in a trash bag, and then he would wrap duct tape around the head of the animal before he buried it, okay? If you know how Kaylee looked, or if you know the evidence of how the situation looked when she was found, one, there wasn't a lot because it had been 30 days in Florida in a wet environment, so in heat. So there wasn't a lot, but there was duct tape. It was wrapped, they say, approximately 3 times around her head. And no, ma'am. Let me get this tag, this collar. It was wrapped approximately 3 times around what would have been her head. Okay, so that really puts that thought, that doubt in your head, and you're like, oh my gosh, what if Dad did do it? What if he did the same thing he did to past beloved dogs to Kaylee and put her out there less than a mile from their house? What if he did do it? It makes you think. So, I mean, the way they shot this really will have you like, And there's also parts where she's crying and the tears just look real. And then I get to thinking, like, you know, if she did do it, I mean, maybe her tears are real. You know, maybe she is sad. Maybe she does miss her. You know, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you, after watching that documentary, I was feeling some type of way for a couple of days until I had the chance to think about it. And I was like, the duct tape, they didn't say it had trash bag on it. They didn't say the duct tape had trash bag stuck to it. So if it had been wrapped around a trash bag, it would have pieces of trash bag stuck to it. I don't think the trash bag would fall off. So, I mean, you just have to really think about it. But I'm not going to lie when I say that documentary had me feeling some type of way for a little bit. And you can ask my mom. We were watching it together, and I was like, what if she didn't do it? And my mom's like, are you stupid? And I'm like, well, maybe she didn't. So, yeah, I'm just going to tell you, if you do decide to watch it, watch at your own risk, okay? Also, are any of you interested in true crime, and would you, like, want me to talk about it from time to time? Because I love true crime. I hate saying that because it sounds terrible, but it is something that really, really interests me. I like researching cases for absolutely no reason other than the fact that I like to have knowledge about things. I don't know. It's fascinating to me. It's interesting to kind of like dissect why people do the things that they do. So if that's something you'd be interested in, just let me know and I will start working on, oh, are you okay? Just hit your head. Did you have an itch? I'll scratch it. And I'll start working on like some research. It probably wouldn't be deep dives that are like hours long. I'm thinking more like 30-minute-ish videos where I would just like discuss more my opinion than straight facts. I mean, it would be facts, but you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sit there and give you in chronological order, like, every single detail and do a 2-hour-long video, because that's a lot of research. The people that in the true crime community that do that are amazing, because I don't think you understand just how much research goes into preparing a 2-hour video worth of info for you. Like, they got to pour through a lot of info. So... but if y'all are interested in just like chatting it out and then we can like chat in the comments afterwards, I'm totally down. If that is something that you guys like, just let me know in the comments, or, you know, give this video a thumbs up if you like this kind of content, and I will continue to throw these in from time to time as well. Or maybe I'll throw them in on the weekend sometimes. Because, I mean, I got a lot to say whenever it comes to a lot of different cases and stuff. Very, very interesting. And, you know, I like to, like, hash it out and kind of, like, talk it out with myself to kind of figure out what I really think, if that makes sense. Like, sometimes I have to hear myself say it to know how absurd it might actually sound. Anyways, I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this little vid. And, like I said, if you want more content like this, just let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. Also, if you want to, you can check out the links to my TikTok and my Instagram, and you can follow me over on those platforms. I love you guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.